This video is going to provide some tips for being organized in college. It's specifically for people who are very busy or have little time. Some of the topics that I'm going to go over are listed here. So first of all, just an introduction of myself. So I'm a non-traditional student. I'm in my mid-30s, going back to get my bachelor's degree in information technology management. I got my associate's degree right out of high school, and I've been in the technology industry for about 15 years. All the courses that I am taking are online, so it's all online. I don't have to go into a classroom at all. So far, I had one course that had proctored exams, which means I had to go into a library to do all the exams. There were 3 total exams that I had to go into a library to do. It was challenging just to kind of work around that, my normal schedule, and go to these proctored exams. I had to take time off work to do it. So for all of the other courses that I've had, however, they are very flexible. Everything's done, anywhere that you're online. So I do everything at my house. Everything's open book and open notes. They're not too concerned if you're using other resources to do the tests and other homework assignments. I do work full time. I work 40 hours per week, and that's minimum. I mean, there's often times where I am staying at work late. Plus, I have an hour lunch break and my commute to work each day is 20 minutes there and 20 minutes back. So in general, I'm away from my house for about 50 hours just for work. So I don't have a whole lot of time to focus on schoolwork. I generally have about 3 hours to work on schoolwork most weekdays, and then on the weekends, if I don't have anything else going on, of course I have more time to focus on schoolwork. I also try to, get a decent amount of sleep and work out every day, and I'm married. I don't have any kids, but I try to have a decent social life as well. I try to see friends and see my husband and do things that we enjoy outside of school and work. So I'm very busy, and what I've found is that I need to be very organized in order to do well in college while being this busy. So at this point, I'm just getting done with the fall 2017 semester and getting ready for spring 2018. So I thought I would create a video to share my tips for how to be organized and do well in college when you are a very busy person with little time. So the first thing I want to disclose, I am a Microsoft employee, and I'm going to talk about a lot of Microsoft products in this video. It's not because I'm trying to promote them or anything like that. It's just that I use these products. They are really good products, and that's it. So the computer that I use for college is my personal computer. It's a Microsoft Surface. It's very portable and does everything that I need. And the first tools that I want to talk about is Office, and the main one that I use is OneNote. So if you're not familiar with OneNote, you can kind of think of it like a notebook that has multiple sections, and you can have multiple notebooks as well. So on this side you have your different notebooks. This is my personal notebook, this is my university notebook, and then I have a university archive notebook where I move things that I no longer need this current semester. So right now I'm getting ready for my next semester, so I've created these separate sections for each of my courses, and I am taking 6 courses this semester. There are 3 credits each, and that's actually not the most courses I've taken during a semester. There was one semester, the beginning of last year, that I took 7 courses. So even though I don't have a whole lot of time to focus on it, I was able to do that, and I actually got straight A's in all of those 7 courses. So it is completely possible as long as you do the work and put in the time. So basically this would be the section, and then you can add pages to each notebook. So if we went here, this would be page 1, this is page 2, this is page 3. So then you can list all of your pages here. And the best thing about OneNote is its search functionality. So you can search for anything in here and it'll come up with whatever you're looking for. So I am a hoarder when it comes to digital things, not physical things, but just with digital things, I keep everything. So you can see all of my other courses that I've taken that just have the word test in it. That's seriously the best feature about OneNote. If you take notes in here and then you don't know where you put something, you can just do a quick search for it and find whatever you're looking for. One of the most important things that I've found to stay organized is a weekly to-do list. And so I'll show you how I create this in OneNote. So basically I have a section here that I used kind of as a template that lists all of the courses that I am taking this semester. And then I list, the week and the week number and the dates of that week. And I personally like to list it from Monday to Sunday. And if you have a different preference, obviously, you can use a different date range, however it works for you. And then I like to have a divider in between each week. So once I kind of get that template ready for 1 week, then I just copy and paste this into this for 16 times, since there's typically about 16 weeks in a typical semester. So I'm all about efficiency and trying to do things faster instead of, so trying to do things more efficiently rather than taking a lot of time. Work smarter rather than work harder is kind of my motto. So after I've done that and pasted those in, then I go through and enter in the week number and the date range. I just kind of pulled up a calendar online to easily look at the date range and put those in correctly. So after I enter in a couple of those dates, I won't show you the rest here. I'll skip to when it's already done. So here is my weekly to-do list for spring 2018 that I've copied and pasted 16 times. So I have about 16 weeks full of courses. So the next thing I would do, as soon as these classes have been made available online, I will go in and look at the syllabus, and sometimes it's not listed in the syllabus, but if it isn't, I'll look wherever it is posted and enter in the actual assignments that are due. Like, I'll just do an example for my first class here. Read chapter 1, and then let's just say it's like assignment 1 and quiz 1. So I would just go through for every single course and do that, filling this up for the entire 6 weeks of the course. And I'll do that for all of these classes. That way I can come here, I don't have to look up what is due this week or next week for each of these classes. I can just come to my to-do list and know exactly what I need to get done that week. And if there's a specific due date that is different than, the date that's listed here, typically they're all due on the Sunday after they were assigned, but sometimes it is different. So I'll come in here and put like, due 110 or whatever it is, just so I know that there's a different due date, and that has to be done as a priority over possibly some of the other assignments that I have for the other classes. So just to kind of show you a one of these that has been completed, here's my weekly to-do list for this last semester. So as you can see, I just have all of these reading assignments, quizzes, discussions, projects, tests, and you're going to see some of these where they're blank. It's because for 4 of my classes, they just assigned work for you to do every other week. So you can see there's nothing here for these 4 classes, but then the next week after that, there was a whole bunch of work that was due. So I would just put it on the week that was due. So once I got done with, this first course for that week, I would go to next week and start working on these things that were going to be due in about 2 weeks from then. And the great thing is that you can add checkboxes to these. And it's just a to-do flag, which is right here. And when you do that, then you can go through and check these off when you're done with them. So it's a really nice accomplishing feeling and it kind of is motivating when you do that. So this is my whole list for last semester. So a couple more tips for OneNote. Would be one of the sections that I would have for a class. So I have a section for each class that I have in that semester, and I just label them with the actual class number and the name of the class or something that it makes sense to me so I know which one I'm on. So this is a great place to keep notes or anything else that will help you out in your class. So I would take the assignments that I have and paste them in here so I have that information and I can easily search for it. And so just a little more information about OneNote and how it works. It seems that every person that uses it kind of has a different way that they prefer to use it. So once you kind of play around with it, you'll probably find your own way. What I like to do is have separate notebooks for different major topics, like my personal notebook and my university notebook. If you have a lot of other topics, you could have, several different notebooks. It doesn't matter how many notebooks you have. Under each notebook, you can have section groups, which are what these are. You can see there's kind of 3 tabs there, or you can have sections, which are like these. It's just one single tab. And if you look across the top here, all of these different tabs, these are the different sections. And under each section, you can have different pages, and that's what is listed over here on the right. And for a tip about your pages and just in general in OneNote, you want to make sure that you name things that in a way that's descriptive, because like I said earlier, the great feature in OneNote is search. But if you don't name your pages in a descriptive manner, when you do a search, it's going to be harder to find what you're looking for. So what I found is it's easiest to name it something that is very descriptive. For example, this one I named it Microeconomics Module 1, and I'm just gonna pretend that this is some homework assignment that I have here, or put some notes in here, and if I do a search for a word that is in there that I'm looking for, I'm just going to use Micro 44 as an example, you can see the different pages are listed here, but I can't really tell which section they are in. So that's why I found it easiest to name the actual page with the name of the course. So Microeconomics Module 1 is right here, and I know that I'm in the right course. Because after you do build up your OneNote and you have a lot of data stored in here, you'll find out that you have so many different topics that might have the same word in it, and it's easier to search and find what you're looking for if you have a descriptive title for the page that you're writing in. OneNote does have some other features that might be useful for you. You can insert equations in them if you have some math or algebra classes. You can also insert attachments, files, diagrams, screen clippings. You can draw right in OneNote. So if that's something that you can do, you can highlight words or really anything. You can highlight whatever you want. There's several different colors. So there are just a lot of different tools that people like this for a note-taking application. And of course, there's other Office applications that you'll use as a college student: Word, Excel, PowerPoint. I like to use Outlook for my email, and I just find it keeps me more organized that way, so I don't have to log into the university's webmail site every single time I want to check my email. It's just easier to use Outlook for me. Of course, you use Word for writing papers and doing assignments. So the other thing that I use that I find really useful is OneDrive. And what that is a place online where you can upload anything, I guess any documents. But I like to use OneDrive to upload all of my college papers and assignments and everything like that. So I have it all in one place and I can access it from anywhere. It's backed up. I don't just have it on my single computer. If this computer fails or the hard drive fails, then I would lose all of that. So this way it's online. I can access it from any other computer. Let's say I go to somebody's house and I realize that I need to do something with my assignment. I can just log into my OneDrive from there and I can edit my assignment. I could submit it, do whatever I need to do. And one of the other tools that I find very useful is called Snip. and it is from Microsoft. It's not something you purchase. It's available for free online. And this right here, this little box that pops down, is Snip, and you can use it to capture a screenshot. So I needed a screenshot of this. I can just capture it, and then I can paste it in there. Now, with Snip, it also has a whiteboard that you can use, and then you could save that as an image wherever you needed to. And then it also has the camera option. So if your computer has a camera, you can use that to take a photo with your computer's camera. Now, I use it basically just for the screenshot technology. I like that you can kind of drag it anywhere that you want to take a screenshot. And what I find useful for that is if you do need to take notes, it's so easy to simply take a screenshot of the notes that you need to take, and then you can paste it in here. And just to show you how that can be useful, I have some sample text here. It doesn't really say anything, it's just sample text. But I'm going to take a screenshot of this paragraph, and then I'm going to take it over here and put it in OneNote. And the other great thing that OneNote does is makes images, or the text in images, searchable. So now I can go up to my search. Actually, I'm just going to search this page and search for one of the words here. See, and you can see that simply got highlighted. And this feature works very well. As long as the text that you took a screenshot of is very clear, it's not going to have a problem recognizing the majority of the words that are in the screenshot. So just a couple examples here, you can see that it highlights the word that I'm looking for. And then even if I went on a different page and I was searching for one of the words in there, I can see including is on module 2. I click that and there it is. So it is extremely useful for that. And one of the things that I have done in the past, and I don't know about the legality of this, but if I have a hard book, a traditional, physical book for a class, because I couldn't get an ebook, I have taken pictures of certain pages in that book and then uploaded them to my OneNote so I could make that text searchable, because you can't search in a traditional physical book like you can with an ebook. And I find it saves a lot of time to be able to search all of that information. So if you take a picture of the book, put that page in here, or even just, a section of the book, then you can find what you're looking for a lot easier. Sometimes it's not the easiest thing to read those, so then at least I know what page to go to in the actual physical book to find the information that I'm looking for and read it there. Speaking of books, one of the tips that I have is to use ebooks instead of traditional books. Not only are they often less expensive than traditional books, they take up way less room. You can take them with you anywhere. If you buy them from Amazon, they are in the cloud, and you can download them on any machine that you want to. You can download it on your phone. So if you're stuck in traffic or waiting for something, you can just take out your phone and start reading where you left off for one of your classes. It's a great way to utilize time. And then, of course, ebooks have the ability to search the text in the books. So when you're taking quizzes or tests, it's wonderful to be able to search for what you are looking for, find it immediately, and use that information for your test. It saves so much time. I know some people like the kind of feel of traditional books. Personally, I do too, but the benefits of ebooks just greatly outweigh anything that you feel like you might be missing with a traditional book. Most ebooks these days, you can highlight text, so don't feel like you're going to miss out on that. They even have extra features where you can make notes or flashcards out of the information right in the ebook. So there's a lot of benefits. The next tip I have is your workspace. You need to have a decent, dedicated workspace where you'll do your schoolwork. Here's a picture of the workspace that I have set up. You can see it's very small and compact, but it contains everything that I basically need to do my schoolwork. I have just a small desk, and on top of that I have this stand that holds my monitors, and then this keyboard drawer where I could put my keyboard and mouse, and that does slide in and out. And this part of the desk actually converts to a standing desk because I sit a lot, and sometimes I like to have the option to stand instead while I'm doing my schoolwork. So I bought a monitor stand that can mount 2 monitors on it, and I find that that's really useful because, for example, if I'm writing a paper or taking a test, I'll have that on one monitor, and on the other monitor I can have whatever I need, such as an ebook or a web browser where I can search for information. And then I also have my Surface, which is just sitting right here, and I have everything else that I kind of need or would want within arm's reach. So I have a calculator, I have my headset, I have some mints and my chapstick and a nail clipper because I have water sitting here. I also have a garbage can, and this, you can't really see it in this photo, but this blue thing down here is a little ottoman that I use to put my feet up on just so I'm comfortable. And then I also just have a lamp down here kind of behind my monitor just to brighten things up, so if I'm tired I can just turn that on. It'll kind of wake me up a little bit. I also have just a standard kind of office chair, but I put this cushion on it just to make it a little bit more comfortable because like I said, I do sit a lot. And then here's just kind of a close-up of my same desk. So like I was saying, I just think it's really important to have a dedicated desk space where you can sit and work, especially if you do have a lot of classes that are fairly intense. My first semester, I actually did not have this dedicated workspace. I basically would just sit on my bed and do my homework that way, or do my reading and then do my homework. But I found that I was having a lot of back pain and neck pain just from kind of being slouched over trying to write on my keyboard, and it just was not working. So first semester I only took 2 courses. So when I started taking more courses, I realized that I needed a dedicated workspace, and this is kind of the solution that I came up with. But of course, any desk will do, but I do definitely recommend something where you can just keep it set up. You don't have to tear it down every day, such as if it was on your kitchen table or something like that. Overall, I hope these tips were helpful. And just as a quick summary of some of the most important things is work smarter, not harder. Find efficient ways to do things. Stay organized. It'll help you keep on top of things. If you just put in the time and work at college, it'll definitely pay off and you will do well. And one of the most important tools that I mentioned here is OneNote. If you want more information on just how to use OneNote, because it can be a little bit overwhelming if you're not familiar with OneNote, there are definitely videos dedicated to how to use it and different kind of tips and tricks available on YouTube or elsewhere. Thanks for watching.